Greetings and salutations, I'm Ichimoto Gray, and I'll be commenting on the State of Destiny 2 blog post that Bungie provided for us with lots of upcoming changes and additions to the game. You can tell that some are long-term, others short-term, but the key foundation is that they set the following goals. Deepen rewards for advanced players, provide more player control over obtaining rewards, make shards useful by adding things to use them for, this is quite welcome, and provide general quality fixes wherever possible. Now with these goals in mind, they also give a list of upcoming updates. Some of these are, let's not say long-term, some are kind of like medium-term, like early 2018. So let's go through them. New systems and rewards to give our most engaged players additional optional pursuits, including a new weapon tier, Masterworks. The Masterworks kind of fall between legendaries and exotics. And what are Masterworks? They feature stat trackers, like for example kills, random rerollable stat bonuses. These are stat bonuses, not perks. So by stat bonuses, we're talking about something like, say, extra impact, extra reload speed, extra stability, stuff like that. Stats, not perks. Improved vendor rewards. So what they're doing here is actually a way of using legendary shards and tokens in more than just rank up packages. Essentially, they're going back to how it was in Destiny 1, where you'd had your rank up packages anyway, which would give you random stuff. So we still have that, but we're also going to have the possibility of actually purchasing the gear using both tokens and legendary shards. So the armor is always going to be available, all of it, but the weapons rotate weekly. It's going to be a little bit like it was in Destiny 1. I guess it's going in the right direction so far for the way the vendors work. There's other problems related with the perks, but we'll get to that in a bit. They're also adding armor ornaments to vendors. These armor ornaments are going to be very specific challenges. Say like 25 wins in the Iron Banner, as per the example given, and you unlock that thing. So people who see you with that ornament equipped in your armor, they know you did that. To deepen the rewards, they're also doing something regarding prestige activities. They're going to offer better incentives for players to complete challenging prestige activities. This is nice. They're targeting January, which is nice because right now finishing prestige activities is the exact same as finishing the regular act. You get the same stuff, maybe higher light level. That's it. Better rewards and replay value for strikes, adventures, and lost sectors. This is nice because strikes right now, you know, there's no real incentive to do them. You kind of do them once or twice, but they don't have specific gear to them, so there's no carrot and a stick to keep doing strikes to get something from them. So like in Destiny 1, for example, everyone wanted the Imago loop hand cannon. Well, what did you have to do? Do the strikes that drop the Imago loop. And right now you don't have that. And to further broaden into that, you're also going to bring back heroic strikes in December. It's something we already had in Destiny 1, so... But in Destiny 2, it was, like, oddly missing. It's like, what? Where is it? It's just strikes and nightfalls? Where's the in-between, the heroic strikes? And here they are. They're also going to give added rewards for adventures and lost sectors, which is nice, but it's not for the December update, they're saying. It's probably going to be for early 2018. Another thing they're targeting for early 2018 is something very important for the PvP community. Everyone's been begging for ranked PvP matches, and they're targeting that time window to finally introduce ranked PvP. Good. Competitive community is going to thank them for this one a lot. They say that around New Year, they're going to be able to talk more about this and the exact timing of its release. Awesome. In December, they're going to do a Crucible tuning. Probably nice. Specifically supremacy scoring and other spawning rules, which suck. So let's see how they go with that one. Better incentives for completing Crucible matches and penalties for quitting competitive games. This is nice because right now a lot of people just go into competitive games and leave them halfway through when they see they're losing to not affect their KD and other things. So a quitter penalty system is currently in development, and you can expect an update on the deployment of this system in the new year. Again, it's another of those things for early 2018. They need to be careful with this one because they need to be able to distinguish between an actual quitter and someone who crashed halfway through or lost their connection. So that's probably why it's something for after the new year, because they need to make sure they don't essentially screw someone over because they crashed the world, in the case of PC, or because they lost the connection in the case of consoles and PC. Continued improvements to Iron Banner and faction rallies, including uniqueness of rewards. As I showed before in the Iron Banner preview screen, we can actually directly purchase stuff, not just be at the whims of the RNGs. This is nice, this is great, because Iron Banner and the faction rallies were extremely frustrating because it was all RNG. Everything was RNG. So if you really wanted to get a specific item, you had no way of actually going on a path towards that item. Like for example, in 2 Iron Banners, I'm at exactly 0 Titan armor for Iron Banner. It's ridiculous. 0. I got no Titan armor at all for Iron Banner. And it's not because I didn't play the Titan, it's because it just never dropped. So this is gonna be good. This is going to be great, because it'll fix that. Essentially, it's going back to the Destiny 1 Iron Banner method of you have your rank up packages, and then we're also able to purchase some fixed pieces of gear. So let's say in an Iron Banner, you're going to have the helmet and the boots and maybe 2 weapons, and the next one you're probably going to have the gloves and a chest and another set of 2 weapons. So that's how it's going to work, obviously also along with the ornaments that I mentioned before. Faction rallies will be similar, apparently. They also talk about changes to the mod economy. Thank fucking God. Because the way things are, it's like mods are an interesting idea, but they're executed extremely poorly. So yeah, this needs a fixing. This needs a massive fixing. And apparently one of the fixes is actually have certain mods on rotation daily. So let's say you're constantly looking for that random drop of a kinetic mod. Well, you know, that was extremely painful to get thanks to RNGs. And if you didn't pray enough for the RNGs, you could essentially try and roll for a kinetic mod for hours and still nothing. So now, every day, the gunsmith, our friend Banshee, may have what you need. Eventually you're gonna get something you want because everything will be on rotation. This is good, it's an improvement. It's not the be-all and all for the problems related with mods, but it's a start to make them at least less frustrating. Mods need to have more variety, not just, oh, I'm gonna reduce the cooldown, I'm gonna reduce the kick of the weapon. It needs more, but I guess this is a start. And they know, because they actually say they're exploring more updates to the system in the new year. New ways to spend surplus currency and materials. Which is good, because right now legendary shards are almost like limitless. For every 10 you use, you're gonna get 20 or 30 shortly after. Thank you. I don't think I've ever been swimming in so many legendary shards in my life. I don't know what to do with them. And so, what they're gonna do is essentially let you spend tokens and legendary shards on vendor inventory. The thing I mentioned before, you can actually spend tokens and shards in actually getting gear directly. It's like it was before. Like, thank God, you know? Also, Xur is gonna get updated. There's this thing I don't even know what to think about it. I guess it's nice if you're looking to finish your collection. At the same time, it makes getting exotics maybe easier than it should be because they're exotics, which is the Fated Exotic Engram. This Fated Exotic Engram is always weighted towards giving you something you don't have. So it's good for collection completion. Which, as a collector, I like the idea of. At the same time, it's like, what happens when I have everything? So we have that little issue going forward. They're also adding 3 of Coins back. So for those who don't know, 3 of Coins is something that you use to roll before finishing a boss, or certain bosses. Not everything was 3 of Coins compatible, but in general is you're gonna fight a boss, roll 3 of Coins, you can actually stack 3 of Coins, and when you defeat the boss, you had a chance of getting an exotic. So that's how it was. Here it's different. Here it doesn't stack. You just activate the 3 of Coins, and it works like the other boosters for activities, which lasts for 4 hours. No stacking, you just use one, done, and it helps everyone in the fire team. So that is nice. It's a good change, 3 of Coins, at the same time making exotics even easier to get again, because they're already raining left and right. You can get them from pretty much everything. Every single activity can give you an exotic. We'll see. They're also going to change the emote interface. The way it was before, even in Destiny 1, this is an ongoing problem. People have been begging for a way to customize the 4 emotes, but you could only customize 1. So finally, after nearly 4 years, they're finally going to let you customize everything. 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 So you don't like your wave, you want to have like your salute. Just replace your wave with a salute. Or replace your wave with a point, because you don't want the point being where it is, you prefer it be where the salute was. Sure, go for it. Do you want your ramen instead of sitting? Go for it. You can do that. So this is going to be interesting, but at the same time, it's like, took you fucking long enough, eh? And so, dates. Let's talk about dates. They actually give us dates for everything. To note, The Curse of Osiris is released on December 5, so a few things are going to be released on December 5, and others are going to be released in the week afterwards. So, Masterworks, December 12th. Legendary weapons will drop or be upgraded to become Masterworks. So your current legendaries, if you really like them, don't trash them. You can upgrade. Examples of things they can do is like generate orbs for you and your allies on multi-kills. This is interesting because it also generates orbs for you. Usually everything that generates orbs is only for your allies. This is also for you. I guess it's their way of also addressing the issue of supers taking a long time. So it's like rewarding multi-kills and skillful play by generating orbs so you get your supers faster. This makes me think of those corridors filled with enemies. So you're essentially just gonna get supers relatively quickly because, you know, orbs. I mentioned the weapon stat bonuses before. They're selected randomly from a small pool and are re-rollable. It's a bit like the House of Wolves reforging thing, except reforging was for perks and this is not for perks, it's for the stat mods. So I guess it's something. It's heading in the right direction. Maybe not the fix we need right now, but it's going in the right direction because they're saying they're still going to work on the Masterworks system a lot. They're going to change other things and add things. So this is something. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good start. Unwanted Masterworks can be dismantled into materials that can upgrade an existing legendary weapon into a Masterwork. I guess this partially addresses the fact that you're going to get repeats. The thing is, repeat legendaries are still repeat legendaries, and they're not going to give these things, but at least if you get repeat Masterworks, at least the repeat Masterworks thing is sorted. Raid and Trials of the Nine weapons will have a very high chance to be Masterworks. This is good. This is amazing, because that's how it should be. Except at the same time, it's missing the little thing of raid weapons not having raid perks. They're just essentially other legendaries. But it's a start. Again, it's the start of a system. Maybe later on, Masterworks of Raids and Masterworks of Trial of the Nine weapons will actually have, you know, specific Masterwork perks. It's a base for something. They have plans to extend Masterworks to other gear, so I guess not just weapons, also armor. Awesome! Armor ornaments are going to come in the December 5, aka Curse of Osiris release update. The ornaments will be unlocked by completing objectives, like I mentioned before, specific to each set and are permanently unlocked account-wide, just like exotic weapon ornaments. So it's not just a one-time use, it's forever. Once you unlock it, it's there. You can use it, so spectacular. They will be applied to the base pieces that you may already have collected and can now unlock on vendors if not. In Season 2, the following sets of ornaments unlocked in their respective activities: Vanguard, Crucible, Trials of the Nine, Iron Banner, Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, New Monarchy, and Eater of Worlds Raid Lair armor. Obviously, these are the ones that come from vanilla Destiny 2. Because obviously, whatever other factions like the Osiris faction and so on, definitely they're also going to have ornaments. The vendor update to use legendary shards and faction tokens for armor and weapons and vendors will be released in December 12th. Much like in Destiny 1, where to get all 5 armor slots will always be present and weapons will rotate weekly on factions that have them, like I mentioned before. So essentially, it's like you have 6 slots of stuff to get, and slots are unlocked by claiming reward engrams from respective factions. This kind of works like the rank up system from Destiny 1. You have to be, for example, rank 2 to get the helmet or something. So it's basically, they're counting how many engrams you unlock instead of rank ups, but essentially that's your rank, okay? So you say, oh, I unlocked 20 engrams. Yeah, you're rank 20 with that vendor. Obviously, since this value is being tracked internally, as can be seen from the Destiny item banner and so on, you will get credit for engrams you may have already claimed since launch. So there you have it. The changes for Xur will be hitting on December 12th. To note, the 3 of coins will cost legendary shards. Banshee update for mods will be coming December 5. To note that if you want to clear some mod inventory space once this update hits, rare quality mods can dismantle into gunsmith materials and have a chance to produce legendary quality mod components. This is good because they were pretty useless up until now, so just gives them a reason of being. And for players chasing specific legendary mods, it's that update where you can spend shards and mod components in getting the ones that will be in the daily rotation for Banshee. On December 5, Master Rahul is also going to get updated. For those who played Destiny 1, you're going to remember that you could spend legendary shards to get some weekly rotating legendary engram from Master Rahul. So you're going to be able to do the same here in Destiny 2 now, come December 5. December 12, Zavala and Shaxx will get an extra item consumable to purchase. You spend legendary shards and to do the following either in a Strike or Crucible match. They grant bonus rewards to everyone in that activity upon completion, friend or foe alike. So this is like helping everyone, even your opposing team. Okay, sure. I mean, everyone's working towards the same goal of defeating the darkness. So, okay, that's fair enough. The Crucible is essentially training. Award anything from faction tokens to a round of exotics for everyone in the match. You know the thing I mentioned before about making exotics even easier to obtain? This is it. I don't think this was really a problem they needed to address because it was easy enough, but okay, sure. December 12th, they're also gonna lower the aggression of the exploit safeguards on chests and resource nodes. They're essentially relaxing that thing a lot, which is nice because if you were lucky enough to get 2 resource nodes or 2 chests or a resource node followed by a chest, you could actually get this massive impact on everything you could get. Drop rates could actually hit 0%, but not anymore. And it's never going to be 0%. Tokens are going to be reduced to 30, and Glimmer will be unaffected. So you're also going to add a visual indicator in a future update. Also in December 12, vendors will now beacon you to hand in your reputation tokens only when you're carrying enough to earn a reward engram, aka rank up. This is nice because I was getting tired of seeing beacons everywhere, just because I had 1 token for them. It's like, yeah, come here, drop me that token. Can I get a reward engram? Can I? No, not enough yet, but give me anyway. Okay. That's kind of the thing that this is going to avoid, which is nice. And so in December 5, with Curse of Osiris, there's going to be a lot of changes affecting reputation tokens. Daily challenges will have reputation token awards increased across the board. This is good because they were kind of like, you know, piddly. You'd get 1 for doing a public event in heroic sometimes. And it was like, all this work for 1 token? Thanks, I guess. So this is going to be nice. Kate's treasure chests still offer variable rewards, but now guarantee, at minimum, a payout of destination-appropriate reputation tokens. Hopefully it's more than 2 or 3, you know? Like 5, maybe 10. That would be nice, I guess. Because you still spend Glimmer on those treasure chests. Relatively considerable amount, I guess, compared with other things you spend Glimmer on. So it would be nice to get a considerable amount of tokens as well. Strikes will drop a larger number of Vanguard reputation tokens. This is good. Common quality destination resource tokens will have their drop rates increased to 100%. So good. And values per token increased as well by 50% for common quality tokens and to 50% for rare quality tokens. Obviously, this increase in both drop rate and the value increase causes a rebalancing of everything. So reputation required per reward engram will increase for destination factions by 37% and for the gunsmith by 50%. In theory, it makes sense. Let's see in practice how it works. Now, this is a huge change for the raid tokens. So the raid tokens will be redeemed at Benedict immediately upon obtaining a token instead of requiring a full clear before unlocking. A lot of people are going to say, boo, you should clear before you can use those tokens. Others going to say, yay, you can use the tokens without a clear. This is going to be a bit of a toss-up, I guess. But I suppose it's nice for the more casual ones who just get a few tokens here and there and never actually clear the raid. But they still have a chance to get the stuff at random. I'm not going to complain too much about this one. But I can see the pros and cons. I guess it'll dilute the importance of the raid gear. But so far, the raid gear is primarily cosmetic because they don't have, like, raid perks or anything. So let's see what happens when they add the Masterworks versions of these things. This is the list of stuff they mentioned. So what do I think about this? I think they're good changes. I think overall this is good stuff. But what else is there? What is missing? The vault. The vault... The vault needs a massive revamp because right now we have 200 slots in the vault for everything. It's not 200 slots for weapons, 200 slots for armor. I wish it was that, but it's not. It's 200 for everything. For weapons, for armor, for shaders, for whatever else the fuck you have, okay? So this is a problem because if you're like me and you kind of collect stuff in your order. 200 is not enough. Right now, the Postmaster is an extension of my vault. And I know several friends of mine have the exact same issue. So please, Bungie, if you're hearing this, please fix the vault. Thanks. They also don't address the issue of collection kiosks. Sure, we actually have the collection stuff in the vault now, but there's no collection vault for sparrows. I guess because of Eververse, this is probably never gonna happen. But it would be nice, you know, even if we actually had to spend something, like the Bright Dust. Let us spend the Bright Dust to get stuff we already had at a discount price. It's one way of keeping the Eververse stuff still relevant to, like, be dismantled, to then you can at least still reacquire them. It'll be nice. I think it would be a nice update and still not dig in too much into Eververse in a negative way, because clearly they want the Eververse to stay there. Overall, I think this is a good update. I think it was very interesting, and the accompanying podcast had some very, let's say, honest things. Like Luke Smith actually said that they balanced Destiny 2 too much in favor of casuals. I can see why, in a way, because it was the introduction to a whole horde of people joining in through the PC. But at the same time, and they also addressed this in the podcast, a month later, you kind of did everything. You had characters at 305, and then it's like, what else do I do? Unless I'm praying for RNGesus to be on my side, I have everything. So yes, they're gonna address that because they know the issue. And they've been looking at the data and seeing that everyone has like a metric fuckton of legendary shards they can choose. So they're gonna address that. So next week, Curse of Osiris. Who's excited? I'm excited. Especially with these changes. Let's see what happens. I really want this thing to work out, as a big fan of Destiny. So I really want this to work out. So I guess that's it for today. Please like and subscribe to boost our light, and leave a comment if you have any suggestions of things we can do differently. Eyes up, Guardians!